What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Anthony here at the Breakout Daily. Thank you for tuning in. Today, guys, we have an epic pop shop haul. This is by sheer volume of books I picked up and really monetary value, the biggest pop shop haul I've ever freaking had. You're going to want to stay tuned. There's no doubt about it that this is, by sheer volume, 35 books, I believe, is the final count that I picked up from an epic pop shop that my LCS put together, Aegis Comics of Alaska. These guys came back with a vengeance and killed it. They had a couple of guests that brought some books, and they did indeed bring some books, which is super badass. I bought a ton of books, and we're going to go through those today as fast as I possibly can. I don't want to try to make this video a 2-hour long video, so if I skip a couple of things, I apologize. Drop a comment down below and we can get to those. But before I dive into these books, hit subscribe, guys. This was and is an absolute epic haul. I picked up a ton of books I was looking for. Some I didn't even know I was looking for, but then I had the opportunity to buy them and I seized the moment. So without further ado, let's take a look at some books. Let's start with some stacks here. There are some keys and there are some graded books, so keep that in mind. We'll start with this guy right here. We have Killmonger, #1, the origin of Killmonger, and I believe the first and only solo series. Obviously, you remember Killmonger from Black Panther. Good book. Will Killmonger return? Who's to know? Michael B. Jordan's a busy man, and who knows what direction Wakanda Forever is going to go. But as far as we know, Killmonger is no longer alive in the MCU. Nonetheless, I think there is an opportunity there, and we'll have to see. Next one, Dead Boy Detectives. A lot of spec around Dead Boy Detectives recently. This is a character that came from the Sandman storyline. These guys were featured in this season of Doom Patrol. You actually get to meet the Dead Boy Detectives. This is the first solo series, and I thought that was pretty cool. The stack is so big I have to reach all the way over. Let's keep going. Picked up a Sam Wilson, #19. Put some of these down. The final issue of The Last Man. Awesome series. If you guys haven't been watching this, you guys really need to check that out. Awesome series. I've been picking up the books as I can find them, but I haven't been really finding them. This next book, I've actually tried to pick this up several times. Some of these books I will have to take out of these cases because they look like they needed cleaning, but I think a lot of it's just the Mylar in some of the cases, and that's Infamous Iron Man #1. This is and has been a hot book. It's been hot, cold, but nonetheless, it is I believe it's the first introduction to Tony Stark AI. So there's a lot of spec around that because a lot of people believe that in the up and coming MCU, we're going to see Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, because he's no longer physically with us, take on the mantle as like a Jarvis type character, which I think would be awesome. It's a way to let him live beyond the physical Robert Downey Jr. character that we again saw die. So this next one, I've tried to pick this up multiple times too. It is the totally awesome Hulk. #15, this is the first unofficial team appearance of the Protectors, which had Silk, Camellia Khan, Shang-Chi, Agent Jake O, Jimmy Woo, and Amadeus Cho. There you go. Awesome. I think there's a lot of potential for that book too, with Amadeus Cho, Shang-Chi, Kamala Khan, and many others. I think that book we could see definitely jump up in value. And I'm just checking a couple of things here. I actually got these books and then had to take off So I haven't really got to dive into these. So just bear with me here. There we go. Okay, this next book is Marvel Now, .1. This guy right here. And all these books are in pretty darn good condition. Right there, you've got Nick Fury on the cover. But this is the first cover appearance of American Chavez, seen on the cover of a comic book being tossed by Nick Fury. Some of these other books I just got just because, so I'm going to run through them pretty quick. We got some Scottie Young covers that I picked up at a great price, international. Iron Man. I love a lot of people do, but I like seeing it. I also like seeing a lot of the other stuff. We got Kingpin #1. Dark Tower, The Drawing of 3, #1, which I love that cover right there. That's just awesome. Awesome Scottie Young goodness. Okay, let's switch over. These I picked up just because Young Avengers presents Wicked and Speed 3 of 6. I think I actually picked up 2 of these copies. I just feel like Young Avengers are coming, guys. We also got presents Hulkling, 2 of 6. And then that second copy of that guy right there. So let me put these over here. Let's see. What do we want to look at next? I've got a little bit of variety going on over here. Let's go into some Ninja Turtle stuff. We've got The Last Ronin. So if you guys don't know, I've been picking up The Last Ronin as I can. This by far is the biggest or most amount of The Last Ronin I've ever bought. And I picked up some books at an incredible price, again, at the Pop Shop, that are just badass. This is The Last Ronin #2. Yep. Right here. And then we go into some of these special covers. So let me, I did do a little bit of homework here to try to help with understanding. So we got the Last Ronin #1, Justin Mason, Virgin, the Albedo Apocalypse Homage, limited to 300. Look at that thing. Just incredible art. We have the Last Ronin #1, Thank You variant, red foil cover. Look at that thing. We have the Last Ronin #2, Wanted. And this is, I'm pretty sure I've got the name, Aaron Bartling cover. Look at that, Wanted. We have the one per shop, I believe, issue #1 cover. Now I am still looking for that Ben Harvey cover. I almost had it in this Pop Shop, but they gave it away. I would have bought it. And then we got the In-Hook Lee Celebration variant, or 4th of July variant, which is just freaking sick. Look at that thing. I think that's all of the TMNT that I picked up. A lot of those books do have some value behind them. Most of them are ranging between 100 and 150 bucks. Some of the just basic issues, not so much. And then the Bartling last sold for, I think it was close to 400 bucks. Let's go into, we picked up the Department of Truth #1, the Oswald. I think it's a hidden or a special cover, which is awesome. That book is doing very well right now. We got the Wolverine Black, White, and Blood 1 in 100 cover, which is sick. If you guys don't know, I've got, I believe, the A cover and a 9.8 graded, which is super cool. Picked up a series of books, which this is something I've looked for years. And the first time I've actually come across it, and that is the Frank Miller 300 series. And if you guys don't know, I will let you know. I am a huge Frank Miller 300 fan, the Spartan fan. I've got a lot of the Spartan Galia or shields and whatnot tattooed on me. I've got the 300 statue around here somewhere. Actually, I got to go grab it. It's upstairs and bring it down here. Huge fan of the movie, the creation, the story that's being told, and have been for a very, very long time. So that is a book, one of those sets of books that you kind of keep your eye out for. And then when you see it, you got to jump on it. So a couple of other cool books that I picked up is Oblivion Song #1. And I actually have, you guys can't see it, I don't think. That's Oblivion Song #1 right there in a 9.8. This is Oblivion Song, which I think and could be a 9.8, or I think it could be a 9.8 to tell you the truth. But that is the pink signature variant. We've got some Young Avengers here, Young Avengers #8. So I've been picking up this series because, as you may or may not know, I actually have 2 copies of Young Avengers #1. Here's another Scottie Young variant. This is the Punisher #1, which is an awesome cover. We got Hulk #2. That's right. The first Red Hulk in a comic appearance, which is awesome. A lot of spec as far as that goes. This was a book I won during the Pop Shop, which is very funny and quasi-ironic. So I was going to buy this book, and they sold out on it a few days before. I've looked for this book on and off, and I really wanted it because I've got several versions of X-Men 266. And so what complements X-Men 266? It's the X-Men Days of Future Present Part 4 of 4, or the X-Men Annual #14, which is the first appearance of Gambit, or debated to be the first full appearance of Gambit. CGC says it's not, says it's X-Men 266. Well, regardless, I've finally got this book, and I've got 2 of the X-Men 266. One is a newsstand, one is a direct. Super cool book and goes well in my collection. Next item. Rise of the Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider 28. This book has been super hot, super cold, super hot recently. This is the first appearance of the Midnight Suns, and we'll see. I think it heated up because of the video game that's coming out. Hopefully they're going to do more with the IP and with Ghost Rider. We'll have to see. We've got Young Avengers #7, and you can't have 7 without #6. This book does need to be cleaned, unfortunately, because it is pretty nasty, and I'm hopeful to get it cleaned up here. Let me check that again. And so with the Young Avengers, I don't know if I'm going to try to get the full series or what I'm going to do. There's just a lot of really nice keys. So this is actually the first appearance of Cassie Lang as Stature, debut of Kate Bishop's Hawkeye costume. And it was announced, at least on Twitter, by Catherine Newton with the hashtag Stature. So will we see Stature is the big question. I hope so. All right, what do we got? Oh, we're already down. So I'm doing pretty good on time here, guys. I'm going through this as quick as I can because I didn't want to have a 45-minute video. This Pop Shop, though, was super fun. The guys were not only, I mean, this is only a small part of the books that they brought, man. They brought some fire, a large assortment of really good books, very well priced. It was priced to sell. And that's one thing that I appreciated, because when they started, they're like, yes, the stuff is priced to sell. And well, everybody says that. And then they don't price it to sell. In this case, everything was priced to sell, and they were giving you deals. So we're down to the last 4 items. We got 4 slabs here. Pretty cool. Nothing crazy, but it is something that I've wanted in my collection for some time. So the first slab I got for a good deal. The 4th season literally just got announced on my phone, or the trailer for it. That is Cobra Kai #1. The Karate Kid saga continues. So #1, 9.8 from the boys at CGC. Johnny's Story Part 1. This is probably a seller or a trader. I'm probably not going to keep this in my collection, to be completely honest. It's cool. I'm a quasi fan of Karate Kid, but I got it more or less to move around. So I do got 3 cool books here, though. We've got the Bermejo variant. This is, I believe, what is this? The 1 in 25? Let me look. There's so many. So for TMNT, The Last Ronin, there was like 55, 54 variants with that first issue, which is kind of ridiculous if you ask me, but who's asking? And this book, this series of books, actually topped that with like 75 variants. I'm talking Berserker number 1. I actually have the raw or virgin cover of this as well, but this is a 9.8. This is a 1 in 25 Lee Bermejo cover. Love the cover. And I think that, they don't cost a ton. I'm not sure what those are selling for on the market. I got it for a great price. And happy to add it to my collection. Here's another Berserker number 1. This is the Grandpa 1 in 25 variant. So if you're not familiar, there was a Grandpa regular, Grandpa foil, like a ton of Grandpa books. But this one is the 1 in 25 with the, as you can see, it's the like oranged smoke, and it is also a 9.8. The last book, guys, we're already down to the last book. And I think I've mentioned this, if you guys, or I know I've mentioned it. I'll do a full Berserker episode, because Berserker, by far, I've never owned in my life as many copies of one thing ever. And Berserker is the exception to that rule. This last book, again, cool. Nothing insane. Not yet anyways. They did have the 1 in 1,000 Keanu Reeves signed cover. Beautiful book. How awesome would it be just out of my price range? And I spent quite a bit of money on this stuff, even though it was at a great rate. So the last book, and I'm actually going to put this book up right there. I'm going to move that one out just because I like looking at this book, something different. That is Berserker number 1, Sanctorium Comics Edition. The Jay Anceletto trade dress. I think this is a 1 in, I thought it was like a 1 in 50 or whatnot. But anyways, it's a really cool sketch variant. 9.8 CGC. So that is my Pop Shop Mega Haul, guys. What do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. Some of this stuff, because of the pricing and knowing what it was, I was instantly on it. Some of it not as familiar. The Young Avengers stuff I've been picking up as much as I can. The 300 stuff was awesome. The Oblivion song and a lot of other things. Kind of just pulled together a ton of books here. I got to clear out some space. But so stoked to have them in the collection. Again, we're going to start pulling out, if I haven't already. By the time this comes out, I may have, or I'm gearing to start putting some of these collections together and then talking through the books that I have and the runs and what I'm doing specifically with my books, not just speculating about other books, but with my own books, so you can understand what I'm investing in, why I'm doing some of the things that I'm doing. And I feel like that it just gives kind of a different story to be told, instead of putting up images of other people's books or talking about things that I don't have, as opposed to things that I do have that I am building. So yeah, that pretty much is it. Again, Aegis Comics of Alaska, my LCS, these guys killed it with their 2 special guests there. They are talking about putting together another show. Aegis also has a semi-regular show on Pop Shop Live where they dive into some back issues, and they also have great deals. But this was a mega haul for me at their Pop Shop. By sheer volume, definitely the biggest I've ever picked up. As far as biggest books, I would argue that, because I picked up bigger single issues. But hot damn, for 35 books at the price I got this for, I feel pretty darn good about it, especially the value that's already in there. Great job on their part. So we'll leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Breakout Daily. As always, I'm Anthony. Hit the subscribe button so you guys don't miss a thing. We've got a ton of new videos, and so much coming out. You're not going to want to miss it. So hit the bell as well. And that's it, guys. We'll catch up with you next time.